Hello, hello. This is Oleksy down here. On the other side, it's Aly. We are right now located in at Dill. It's a creative community space located in Georgetown, in South Seattle, and I'm very excited to be here. Um, Aly, how did we get to this point that we are recording the podcast right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. The short answer to this would be right here is the answer. But the long story behind this painting is actually catharsis and Burning Man. That's how we actually met. You and I already had a friend, Marina, who painted it. So we had a group of friends, and the further we went down, the more creative people and friends we got. And we wanted to have a space where we could be able to work on the projects that we're really passionate about and also make it a profitable business as well so we could actually live off of it. So that's how Dill, you know, came about, pretty much gathering all these creative people together.
Okay, but how did you go to the point that you decided to open a business and make your dreams come true?
Yeah, well, I think it's approximately the way you decided to do business as well. You know, when you're a creative person and no matter what you do, you always have these different projects in your mind and that you get like this fire inside of you. And some work that you can do, you know, at a corporate world is fun, but to the extent, right? And the projects that we're doing together are all about this passion, and we don't have like the money as our first priority for sure. Otherwise, it would be doing something else. But it's about helping other people, and it's also about creating something new that gathers us together. So yeah, it's mostly passion for people. My whole thing would be like if I had to say one phrase about what it is that I love to do, it'd be when art meets tech, magic happens, and that's what I love about it. I love seeing people meeting and talking about their different ideas, and then suddenly they can collaborate, and then suddenly there's a new project or a new business, being created, and that's fabulous.
Um, how about this huge tech scene in Seattle? Like there is so many people in tech industry here right
Mm-hmm.
now, and we have this community of artists and creators. So who do you see coming to this space, and how do you see that these people they will work together?
Yeah, great question. And one of the reasons why I chose Georgetown is we already have Ballard, which is a really cool area, and there used to be a lot of art scene there before. There's still some, and it's a really hip location. Um, Capitol Hill is great, but it's kind of overgrown. There's like just too many people. It's just a little bit too loud, as per my taste. And Georgetown is one of the oldest areas in the city, and it has all these old buildings. It has this industrial raw flavor, which I really like. And it's only expanding, and there's a lot of artists here already. If you walk around the neighborhood, you'll see Burning Man art installations here and there. And they're kind of like in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't expect it, and I love that. And so the way I see how we would actually welcome both tech and art, well, art is already here. And what I want to do is not have tech just overgrow and like push art out, but instead welcome both, where let's say when we think about art, a lot of times it cannot scale right? That's a problem. Meaning, okay, so you have this wonderful painting, and yes, maybe there's an art walk, which is great. But how do you promote it? How do you make sure that more people get the value out of your beautiful art? How do they get to see it? And so this is where tech can actually help, where you scale it by, okay, well, you have specific apps that can promote your art and your vision. And when you think about how can art can help tech, that's also even a bigger field where it's not only design that matters, right? But also if it's more creative and artistic way to build any sort of application or a product itself, a hardware as well. And you need to have artists' point of view.
Yeah, because I see it as kind of like two sides of one coin, and I see it as kind of like a creativity. It's like two hemispheres of your brain. Some people are more developed in like their left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and some people are more logical, so they still can create, but they can do the software, which is also creation.
Yeah.
And artists, they can paint, which is kind of like a irrational part
It's
of.
more emotional, right, than logical,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a pleasure doing videos and photography for our Catharsis Burning Man
Yeah,
project.
great work, by the way.
Thank you. And we had a great time. And how did it happen? How did we came to the point that we build art installation and bring it to Burning Man? How?
So, and I know you can answer that question. You were there, so.
But you were organizing everything and you were leading everything. So
Yeah, it was a great project to be a part of. And I love the way we met, which was through our other friend. To those who don't know, we have this other friend from East Coast, and she is a reporter, and now she's a life coach, amazing person. And she came to visit us in Seattle, and she happened to already know Oleksy and know me and Marina Maderenko, who is the artist of this painting. And also the artist of the Burning Man installation, Catharsis. You should check us out on Instagram, catharsis.now. Anyway, so Alina, the reporter, came to the city, and she had a photo shoot, and she said, "Oh, come by, and we'll all meet together and go to our next thing and have dinner and stuff like that." So she was almost done with the photo shoot, and the photo shoot was with Oleksy. So four of us went for drinks, I believe, somewhere on Cap Hill, speaking of. Yeah, and this is how we met. And Marina and I already had the idea of Burning Man art installation. Well, actually, we were thinking about it, and I was about to go to my first one. So I had no expectations. I knew it's going to be crazy, and I was a part of a project there. So I really wanted to learn. Anyway, I come back and then so excited about this whole experience of creating art and also meeting all these people from different countries. And I just bring all this energy back, and we meet for a talk because you say, okay, I'm interested. What do you guys have in mind for art installation project? And that's how we met.
yeah, I remember that.
Tell the audience more. How was it on your side?
How was
So
it
these
on my
crazy
side?
two women come by and say, "Hey, we want to build this art installation."
Yeah, and you told me that it was first. It was the first name of the installation was Metamorphosis.
Yes, and it was in September, right? Before it even happened.
Yeah, I think either August. Yeah, I think it was August. No,
Okay.
we had two talks. We had first met in August, and then we met in September. So my experience on my side was that I really wanted to step up my game from photography to video, and my goal for many years was to promote Ukrainian culture, and gladly we did that with this Petrikivka painting. Um, and plus, my dad was telling me, "Why don't you go to Burning Man for like three
Cool
years in a
dad.
row?" Yeah, yeah, he is pretty cool. Very, very creative guy. So also, uh, like once we did a few parties, um, and especially after the first one, I saw that these pictures that I've been taking, they they have a effect on people of like connecting them, and plus it's like it's nice to have them. It's memories, and to me that the connection that they create, and that I had motivation to do the promo videos and like short form shirt videos
Hmm.
for advertisement. I feel like I really like it, and that's something that I've been practicing for some time, and now to me it's I look at this as more like a professional view. So to me this whole project was like um, helping me understanding myself better, helping me understand how to cooperate with other people,
Hmm.
other creatives. um,
Now, this is a good topic. Just people collaborating on things, and especially when it comes to, I would say, two artists. There's different thing. It's artist and a tech person. Those are two types of artists. To me, if you write code in a beautiful way, you're considered an artist for in my mind. And so it's different types of artists meeting together, and how do they collaborate, right? Because they can see the same thing, or one like an elephant from different sides. Let's put it this way, right? And so that collaboration, it's not always successful. It's usually hard. There's a lot of emotion to it, and so when you talk about people working together and cooperating, now you learned how to work with other people more and better. Um, Tell me about that. How how did it change?
how did it change? Well, you know, if you work with other artists, it's like a bunch of people who are very sensitive and easy to piss them off. And I'm the same.
Hmm.
So I gotta consider that, and I gotta consider the words that I'm saying and
Hmm.
how I am communicating to
Hmm.
people. Because basically we have a same goal, and we need to reach that goal, and the way how I approach other people will influence them. The way how they approach me will influence me.
So it's an interesting thing. So we go from Burning Man, from all those art installations, and meeting all these other people that are could be so different or so alike at the same time, right? And we go back home, and then what do, right? We decompress. We think about our real world, or the default world, as they say, and it's kind of more gray, wouldn't you say?
More gray.
Meaning that you kind of understand why a lot of burners or Burning Man people who go to Burning Man a city, because it's not a festival, so gotta be careful about that. But yeah, so they kind of live from Burning Man to Burning Man. Correction, we live from Burning Man to Burning Man. I used to say they, now it's us. But yeah, so that comes back to, okay, what do we do now? And really, Dill is all about that. It's for creative people to collaborate together to create something awesome. And some projects are not profitable, and some projects are all about being also profitable, influence people in a good way, but also pay your bills and be scalable as well. Um, so yeah, so it goes back to our whole conversation about what happened with Burning Man and why are we here, why Dill. It's pretty much that's where the story begins. It begins with the Burning Man and a whole bunch of people here in Seattle that are very creative and want to do more, and want to express themselves in different ways. And this is the playground to, whether you want to do photo shoots, whether you want to create an app that is for artists, or whether you are an artist and you need some kind of more tech team to build something, or maybe you're hosting some workshops. This is the place to do it, to try it out. And Dill, the office itself, yeah, it's a great office. It's very welcoming and warm. But the place is does not matter as much as the people that we are inviting in. And I think at the end of the day, it's all about the people that we attract, because they're kind of like us. Weirdos in our own way.
We are the people. Yes, and I agree. I personally kind of see it as like a creative accelerator or something like that. But it's just my opinion. And plus, I set it up here. You can see it on other camera. The little background, and we have lights now. So as a member here, I wanted to also give other people opportunity to work with me. So that's why also we are doing this. It's like an opportunity also for other people who want to create something or make a content. Various content. Maybe they want to take some pictures for their website, or they want to record a video, or they want to make a podcast. So we have the equipment and the skill set for that, and we have the people for that, which is the most important. And I guess also the right vibe, that the people here are they're positive and they're optimistic about life, and they want to create something, they want to do something, like art, or they want to program something. All these people who work in all these big tech companies, they also need to express themselves somehow. So I see it as an opportunity for various people to get together and collaborate on wherever excites them.
Right. Yeah. And to add to your points, which were great points, we kind of covered them all. It's kind of hard to explain like what Dill is in just one sentence, because if I say co-working, which we do have on the second floor, you can, if you have a startup, you can be the member here. It's lower prices than anywhere else in Seattle for what you get. But then it's also community, because we already have a huge community of these active people to come, who come to our events. And so it's not just co-working, it's not just creative, it's not just community, it's all these things together. It's such a mash. And I'm really excited about what's about to happen with this, because it's only first month and we already have a bunch of events happening. Our calendar is filling up. I'd love to invite you all to follow us and come to our events, check out the space. We still have the space for co-working and different instructors to host their events here and things like that.
Is there a website for Dill?
Yes, it's dillseattle.com. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Mic drop, except it's here.
It's our first pilot podcast here at Dill. Yes, we are super excited because we've never done it. Now we've done it. And we invite more people to come here and check it out. It's in South Seattle, in Georgetown. Pretty cool place. There's 2 floors. I come here pretty much every day. You can find me here doing your pictures or your videos. Um, and yeah, I really appreciate Ali for this
I love
idea.
working with you.
And I love working with you too. And this whole opportunity to make a podcast somewhere. I think in Seattle is the big problem is that you want to do something, but you have to go somewhere to do it. And I see this is a perfect place to meet people that you want to meet, to create, and the amount of space you have and the equipment you have, it's like very saturated with opportunities. So
Yeah. Come check us out, and we hope to see you soon at our events. And wait for the next episode that we will be posting soon.